email back this morning from Diesel Performance of Texas. It's where my truck's tuned through EFI Live. I'm not sure exactly who they went through, but I do know that the person who purchased my truck before me had this done to it. I called him, talked to him about it, tried to get some more information about my tunes. He gave me the normal EFI Live layout, gave me the tunes I had, and I wanted to make a change to it. It has the hiss to it. A lot of people, when they do EFI Live, they can change it to the hiss, and the other one's called the Lb7 rumble. Right now my truck is on the hiss, so I talked to them about it on the phone. They said, yeah, it'd be no problem, just email them. They'll send me the email, the software, whatever I need to do, and then go from there and follow the directions pretty much. I mean, it sounds pretty self-explanatory, so if I don't break it, let's see what we can do. Here we are. If y'all can ignore the dogs going around. But here's the tune. It's got my VIN number for my truck and then the tune file. It says download and install the program first. This is the EFI Live V8.2.21, which I already have that. Let's see here. EFI V8, Explorer, and the Scan and Tune tool, which you need both of those to do this. Let's see here. Connect device connected, blah, blah. Okay, so I don't have a device connected yet. I'll go ahead and minimize this one, and we'll open up the Scan and Tune file also. Tip of the day. Okay. So this is it. I'm gonna go and check for updates, which the directions said to do on the email. I'm gonna allow it to do so. Open EFI Live Scan and Tune, click check boot block and firmware. So go ahead and cancel that real quick. Yes. Go ahead and go through the scan, check for updates. Yes. Basically, I just said that it's going to connect to the server, EFI Live, and see if it's up to date. And it says I have the most recent version of EFI Live. So go ahead and close that. Open this email back up. Got the email opened up. Got the EFI Live Scan and Tune. Go here to this email that they sent me. After that's installed, plug AutoCal into computer. Once it says driver installed, then open EFI Live Scan and Tune program. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this up. Okay, so that's plugged up. Open EFI Live Scan and Tune, check, click check boot block and firmware, and update both. Once that is completed, then follow the instructions below. So I'm gonna go ahead and check firmware. Their boot block version is okay, firmware version is okay. This is update required on these. So I'm going to update files. So it went through that. Now everything is, status is okay, everything's up to date. So okay. So now it says follow the directions below. To program quick setup files, connect AutoCal to your PC and open V8 Scan and Tune software. Select BBX. Select quick setup. Select open quick setup. and navigate to your required quick setup BBX file named as your truck's VIN number. Okay, so I need to go back and save this. Hit save. Ask you where. I'm just gonna save it to desktop, easy place to find it. I'm gonna hit save. Once that is saved, I'm gonna come back over here. Sorry. Open BBX up. Open quick setup. Go to desktop. Click on my truck's VIN number and hit open. It just opened all my tunes. And then after I did that, let's see what else is next. So step 4, select program quick setup. So we'll go back over here, program quick setup. Reconfigure flash scan auto cal with the currently selected quick setup options. Existing files will be overwritten during this process. Continue, yes. Keep in mind, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this versus what's been on the truck before I bought it. Files have been copied. Okay. Once it's copying, once it finishes copying, we'll run out to the truck. I'll give you guys a before with the hiss tune and then the after with the rumble tune. They have been programmed, okay. We'll go back to the email and make sure that that was the last step. That's all the steps that are on the email. So we're gonna go ahead and close. Let's go ahead and close out everything. We'll see you guys outside. Buddy Tyler. There's the Cummins. So you guys have been seeing on the Instagram page. Might get that thing on the channel one day, do a collab with him. Get the trucks on there. So let's go ahead and get this before hiss tune. I'm gonna try to leave the camera in the same spot. That way that doesn't have any factor in the sound of the truck. Go ahead and get that started for the hiss tune. You guys already heard the hiss tune for the before. Go ahead and get the auto cal set up. And right now I do have an Edge CTS2 monitor, so I'm gonna go ahead and unplug that. And plug in the Diesel Performance of Texas. Switch the key to the on position. Let the dash and all the lights run through. Scroll down. Switch tunes. Program 1 full, shift on the fly, and the performance. I do have the shift on the fly switch installed, so I'm gonna go ahead and install the shift on the fly. Hit OK. It's checking. That's flashing. So this will take a minute, probably a few minutes to flash onto the truck. Once it does so, it will prompt you to turn the key to the off position. Once you do that, it has a countdown timer, once you turn the key off, you'll hit OK. That'll start a 40-second timer. Once that 40-second timer runs out, that's when your truck is back to normal operation. That's when you can turn your truck on. That's when you can unplug the tool, anything like that. It is important to remember that while this is flashing, everything being electronic, don't mess with anything. Don't touch any of the windows, mirrors, radio, fans, nothing electronic. Just leave it alone. There's so much risk in these things. Slightest thing I've heard that would mess these things up. I don't know personally, but I've been told. Now I'm not willing to risk that on my truck. Ignition off now. Turn the ignition to the off position. Hit OK. Now you'll have your 40-second timer. Now that I went back to the programs. That's the one you just put on there. You scroll through and do your stuff. But for my truck, I don't run this very often, only when I'm switching tunes if I need to. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug this, plug my CTS2 monitor back up. As you can see, I'm switching these back and forth on the OBD2 port. And they do make these things you can buy online. They're not too expensive, and it's basically a splitter for your OBD2 port. That way you can have two things plugged in at once. Where I just unplugged my CTS2 monitor. It's going to ask me to go back through the setups of GM Chevy. That is the correct one. So make sure the key's in the run position. There's my gauges. So let's go ahead and get you guys a soundtrack of the new Lb7 Rumble tune. Lb7 Rumble on the LML. There you go, guys. Hopefully that audio caught that sound on this. It does have that rumble to it. I don't think it's quite the Lb7, but it does sound more like the Lb7 than the last tune did. Excuse that. Tyler, you gonna ride with me real quick? After this tune, maybe y'all can hear it from inside the cab a little bit, so we're going to take it around the block real quick. I'm in my tow tune right now. Easy 20 miles an hour. I'm just gonna let her eat. I think you might have discovered yourself a cool. Oh well. Be a cool video on it. Where's the cop at? He had something pulled over back there, but as soon as you gunned that shit, he looked fast as fuck. Oh well, let's get out of here. How about that?